iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
Lourds, welcome to iHeartRadio Broadway. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Happy to be here.
So we are here to talk about your brand new musical called SuperYou. For those that don't know, I mean, I know about the musical, but for those that don't know, what is SuperYou the musical?
The story is about a comic book artist who learns to value her voice and love herself when her own superheroine creations come to life.
So the musical was supposed to premiere in 2020 during the whole entire shutdown. Unfortunately, the show got canceled, but you and your cast did an extraordinary thing where you were able to take the show and perform upstate at a drive-in, and you were the first show to be able to do that.
Yeah, it was a crazy time because it was still in the very beginning of the pandemic. And then there were no shows that were doing anything at the time because no one really knew what to do. And so the advice we were getting was like, just lay low, we'll see how things go, just don't do anything. But our team was like, what can we do? So luckily we have a whole bunch of creatives that are seasoned Broadway people that believe in the show, and we all just got together and tricked out a drive-in in upstate New York. So you can imagine it's just a little drive-in. It was one of the only drive-ins open at the time. And our Tony Award-winning sound designer, Brian Ronan, came in with a gaggle of sound, and it was a great surprise for the community. And it was an amazing experience for our team. And when you see the movie, you'll see people weeping because people just wanted to work and get out there. It was months and months of isolation, and everyone was so depressed. So the movie is about hope and resilience, and the music is about hope and resilience. So it really resonated. And what's really funny is that instead of standing ovations, which is what we would have gotten in a New York theater, we got honking ovations, which was so weird, cars honking at us. And it was surreal and beautiful and amazing.
Well, when you watch the video or the trailer of the drive-in, people talk about driving for hours to get there to see the performance, and people are super attached to this musical. They've really, really grown to love it. And I'm just really curious, what was your inspiration to write SuperYou?
I had a lot of turbulence growing up as a child, and it took a long time for me to figure out my voice and figure out who I was in the world. I was struggling with that for a really long time, and music started to heal me. And I started to write music that would empower myself, and in doing so, it started to empower others. And somehow, some way, from being in a touring rock band, and having my own rocker female friends singing this music, it morphed into Broadway actresses singing this music and a Broadway team, and flushing out this story about a woman who learns to love herself, which is essentially my own story, trying to figure out how to get on the other side of grief and self-doubt. And it's a constant struggle that we all have to deal with. But the show was written to get myself feeling empowered. And I feel so blessed that it's resonating with so many people, especially at this time. Right.
And the cast, it's a 40-person cast, and you've got all these big name stars, Broadway stars in the show. And the sheer fact
it's just to say, it's actually like a much smaller cast. We're like a little show. We had over 40 Broadway veterans who helped create this drive-in experience, who came together, and from the sound and the lights and the whatnot. But we're an 11-person cast, actually.
So from that, you all filmed the musical, and this Friday, March 5th, Broadway On Demand is actually premiering SuperYou the musical on Broadway On Demand. But before that, There's a red carpet that's going live on playbill.com, and then a post show, a stage door, if you will, where people can ask questions to you and the cast. What does it mean to you that Broadway on Demand, Playbill, they've all kind of wrapped their arms around this musical, and you're having this big premiere on Friday?
I mean, it's emotional for me because we got shut down, and during the pandemic, we're experiencing exponential growth, which is unbelievable. We have thousands of people that are asking for sheet music and karaoke tracks, and every day there are dozens of fans that are singing my songs. I mean, literally every day I'm weeping over all of this. Um, so it means the world because we didn't get to open, you know? All of this is amazing. We've had viral TikToks, you know, like it's a little surreal, but it's also in keeping with the heart of our show, which is about resilience. It's about hope. It's about knowing that there's power that's burgeoning inside all of us, and that anything is possible at any time. We can always reshape, create, and innovate at any time. So it's a beautiful thing, and it's an emotional thing for me as the creator, for sure.
So when we get to Friday, March 5th, and your show's about to go live on Broadway on Demand, what do you want people to get out of SuperYou? And what is maybe what's one thing that you're looking forward to watching happen when people take in this musical on Friday night?
I would love people to feel hopeful. You know, it was such a crazy time. The pandemic was a dark time for so many. And our team came together with love and resilience and connection. And we created something magical. And anything is possible if you believe. Anything is possible if you dig deep and find that power within you. We can always get on the other side of grief and pain. We can always lift ourselves up. And so I hope people walk away feeling hopeful, you know, because we're a little show. We're the little show that could. And now we have a movie, and we have people learning the music and singing it. And it's amazing what's happening at a time when theater is dark.
Mhm.
So hope. I hope people walk away with hope.
And one of the other things that has happened during the shutdown is SuperYou has taken on a life of its own on TikTok.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that experience, because people have been able to duet with your songs. People have been asking for the sheet music for your music. What has that been like to go through and watch these viral moments happen on TikTok for SuperYou?
I mean, it's unbelievable for me to have thousands of requests for my music, for my sheet music, for the karaoke tracks, and to hear dozens of people a day singing our songs. It's like, I mean, I got to tell you, I literally weep whenever I see a video of a fan singing my music, because it's like, as I said, we weren't up, you know, we weren't able to get up there. We were shut down. 1 month later, we staged these shows on pickup trucks at a drive-in, but we were never up, you know, so no one really saw us. So it's really great that the internet could create this sort of fanfare, and that people are resonating with the message. But I think the bottom line is that the music is about resilience. It's about finding that strength within. It's about, you know, unleashing all that pain. And I think that that's what's resonating with people right now, is that the messaging of the show is so resonant. It's about finding that superhero within yourself. So I'm totally amazed every single day. And like I said, it gets me every single time. I weep every single time when I hear anyone sing my music. It's amazing.
when that first video went viral with Kennedy singing,
Yeah.
you know, I know that you always expected your show to be in a theater and to have this moment, but to see it come to life with another generation on TikTok that maybe couldn't have come to see it in a theater, do you feel like it's been a bit of a shining light in this dark time to watch that happen on another media platform?
It's amazing. And I think what's really great is that there's always ways to get your music and your message out into the world. You know, if you have a mind and a team that thinks outside the box, especially when there is no box, then anything is possible in lots of different ways. It's a matter of reshaping the picture, reframing the picture. It's like looking at it in different ways. So getting onto TikTok and getting a few viral videos. I mean, a lot of shows are not even on TikTok at this point, right? So we're grateful that our fan base keeps on increasing, and that, as I said, during a time when theater is dark, we're experiencing growth, and it's moving. It's definitely moving.
So, SuperYou the musical is premiering on Broadway on Demand on March 5th.
Yes.
Prior to it, at 8 p.m., there will be a live red carpet on Playbill.com. Then there's an after party, a stage door on Playbill.com as well, where you can ask the cast questions. They can ask you questions. I also want to talk about your foundation, because you have such a great momentum with female empowerment. And I just want to hear how you started the foundation and how that came to be, and why you felt that that was an important thing to also add into the SuperYou movement.
Yeah, I mean, during one of the development runs of the show, and this is going back many years, um, it was a thought to actually go into Harlem schools, and while we were getting some fanfare over our show, to teach them the messaging of the show, which is the superhero is literally you. So your kindness and your love and your resilience and your truth are your real powers. And to get children to realize that their voices matter. And I was just teaching the kids what I wanted to hear as a child. And so it really resonated with the parents and the teachers that were watching this. We also got some of our cast members to show the kids the superpowers that they have. So, you know, there were aerial people coming in, there were people that were dancing, the director came in. It was like, you know, everyone was coming in and teaching kids that superpowers can mean lots of different things. It's really about what makes you you, and it's about letting the truth of you shine. And it resonated with the parents and the teachers, that they were like, you know, I want to take this class, you know, and literally we were just making it up. And then flash forward to it went from 1 school to 10 schools to over 100 schools that we've empowered. And we're a small nonprofit, but we've empowered youth globally in countries like Uganda and Siberia and China and India. And it really resonates to dig deep and for students and adults to connect to their power. And so all these youth and adults are in their superhero capes they create themselves, and they're singing songs, and we're using theater and dance and self-expression for these children and adults to step into their power and to remember their joy. And the growth of the nonprofit is equally as astounding as what's happening right now with the musical, because I think that the world is craving the energy of finding and connecting to that superpower that we already have within each of us.
Did you ever think, when creating SuperYou the musical, that you would also have this nonprofit attached to it at the same time? Did you ever think that this was where your your life would go, life would lead?
I always did service work through my travels. So it isn't necessarily a stretch. It's just that the nonprofit just started to, I mean, it went from that one class in Harlem during the developmental run. And then it just started to expand from there. It sort of, life sort of made it happen because it was resonating so much. And truthfully, now the mission of empowering youth and adults around the world is what drives me. It's much bigger than, we have this show that we're building to go to Broadway. That's awesome. And also there's this mission that hopefully will shift consciousness to have people reframe what a superhero means. So it's not about bashing and smashing. It's just about being you. It's about knowing that you're already awesome. You're already enough, loved, and whole. So it's a much larger mission, and it's helpful for me because when you're driven by something much bigger than yourself, then everything, all your fears and your insecurities and all that stuff I talked about in the beginning, it all falls away, because now there's a much larger mission to uplift the world. That's really the bottom line. And that's the heart of our show, and that's the heart of our team. And I think you're going to see that in the movie.
So this video is also, this interview is not only going to premiere during International Women's Month, but SuperYou the musical is also premiering during International Women's Month on March 5th. Who are some of the women that have inspired you, that you look up to, whether it's a mentor or a colleague, but who are those women in your life that you look up to?
My mom came from the Philippines with nothing, selling eggs, and she became a doctor at a time when there were very few female doctors, especially someone coming from the Philippines. She also is a victim of domestic violence. So she had to be really, really strong. And she took care of us. She was a really strong tiger mom. And she taught me everything that I am in a lot of ways, made me have the character I have and the strength that I have. So my mom is my biggest superhero.
I love that. My mom is also my biggest superhero.
Yay for moms.
Moms. I also want to mention that if people want to find the sheet music to
Yes.
SuperYou, where can they go to find the sheet music? If they also want to join in on the TikTok craze or just learning your music in general, where can they go to find that?
Well, you follow us on Instagram and you follow us on TikTok, and that's all you have to do. And then in the bio of Instagram for @SuperYou, SuperYou musical, you'll be able to download the sheet music. So that's the two things you need to do is just follow us on social media. And then you can get this sheet music to My Angels, which is the song that went viral, one of the songs that went viral.
It's a beautiful song. And I will also say that follow SuperYou on TikTok, socials, but also go to wherever you stream your music. You can listen to the SuperYou cast album. And then also please make sure to go to Broadway On Demand on March 5th to tune into SuperYou the musical, premiering again Friday, March 5th, the pre-show on Playbill, the post-show on Playbill. I guarantee you will fall in love with this musical so hard and so fast. I am so happy for you that this is happening right now for you, that in a time of struggle and strife right now, in a time of darkness, that your musical has been able to see the light with being able to premiere as a movie musical right now. And I'm just so happy that this is happening for you and your cast and your creators.
Thank you so much. I just want to add one thing, that for the whole month of Women's History Month, we will be on Broadway On Demand. So in case you missed the premiere, you can still catch us throughout the month. So I hope that everyone can check it out and get this feel-good movie about resilience in theater.
And then hopefully in a theater very soon. Once
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
iHeartRadio Broadway, driven by Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.